Peace and blessings, everyone. How are you doing? I hope all is well. Happy first day of fall, by the way. I know I'm excited. This pretty much like my birth season, actually. But I know I'm excited about the first day of fall. Like, I really am. It feel good. It feel cool outside, and it feel windy here where I live. So, pretty much I'm excited. I'm just excited for the most part, um what I want to come on here and talk about today, I want to talk about Libra in the seventh house. With Libra in the seventh house, I'm going to do a brief video about it. When you have Libra in the seventh house, it depends on what placements there are there. You could tend to attract experiences that require you to stand in your personal power, that require you to basically at some point have to take a stance in your life, because with that seventh house Libra energy and any places are there, you could tend to go through experiences that's going to teach you that, whereas people dictating against you in regards to your personal power, or you feeling powerless, especially if you have Scorpio in the seventh house, you feeling powerless, you feeling like you can't seem to, you'll have a hard time speaking up and speaking out about things. And so what's going on is that's because Libra represents submissiveness as well. So and it fears like the outcome or what could happen. So it's more so like what they call the go along, get along game. So what it does is that it teaches you that you have to be true to you and take a stance in. You have to take a stance, basically, what goes against who you truly are and how you truly feel about things. Now, how you really truly feel about things is what it does. And it teaches you to trust in the outcomes. When you stand in your personal power, it teaches you to trust in the outcomes, because you may attract people who are afraid to be assertive, who are afraid to assert their personal power, assert their will. You may attract people of that nature, and people who tend to to be like the go along, get along game. Basically, they go with the situation for to maintain peace. The ruling planet is Venus. That's passive energy. The ruling planet is Venus. That's pretty much like Libra and Taurus' energy in the lower energy. Like the go along, get along game. They go with they like to go with the flow, even if it doesn't feel right to them, because they fear outcomes, and to keep whatever outcomes they fear from happening, or whatever outcomes happen, because Libra represents maintaining peace, balance. So, but see, this in the lower vibrational sense though. So they want to go along. And Taurus represents the throat chakra, not being afraid to speak up and speak out. So they prefer to go along, be the go along, get along gang, or be part of the go along, get along gang, even if it doesn't feel right to them, they go along with it to maintain the peace, to keep a certain outcome that they fear to happen, or keep certain outcomes from happening. And mind you, we got Mercury about to go retrograde in Libra. Then we have Venus in Scorpio at this time. So a lot of things, including people, Especially if you have Venus in Scorpio. I know I have Venus in Scorpio. Especially if you have Venus in Scorpio, you're going to feel this energy at this time. Especially if you have like in the 7th house, or if you have the transit of Mercury making an aspect to your Venus, or whatever case is, or this transit your 7th house. But to be honest, you're going to be testing in all areas, to be honest. I want to just say all areas, of whatever areas you'll be tested in, that Mercury is going to be transit, this Mercury in Libra. And it's going to make you, it's going to bring some experiences around that's going to make you take that stance. And when you take that stance, what's going to take place is that once you, it's gonna force you to try something different that's going to help balance the karmic scales, that's going to help balance things out. You may have things from your subconscious that will come up that you probably resisting and you're fighting against. The thing here is not to resist it. It's the best to relax and let it come up and let it come out from the subconscious, and don't keep it calm. You need to own it, because what will happen is that when you do this, you're gonna see a change in the spirits. You're gonna break a cycle, especially if you've been dealing with cycles for quite some time. You're gonna break a cycle. Whatever this is, if it's pertaining to, depending on where it's aspecting in your chart, where it's transiting, you're gonna break a cycle, is what it is here. You're gonna break a cycle at this time. And what's gonna happen here is, because when you trust in the outcome, what's gonna happen here is people who are connected with those experiences, that chances are they not gonna be around, because we Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. Aquarius is about friendships, and then it shows you who at groups of friendships. It shows you who's for and who's against you. It shows you who your real friends are and who's not. And it's going to show you that they were a part of a vibration. See, with Saturn retrograde in Aquarius now, because Aquarius is about wanting to fit in. But with Saturn retrograde, now what's going to be taking place is for you to stand out and not fit in. You to stand out and not fit in is what it's showing here. Not only this for Aquarian people, but this for the energy in general, people in general. It's showing that you need to be you need to be true and authentic to you, and you don't have to fit in. You don't have to be part of the go along, get along gang, as they call it. You don't have to try to fit in. You need to be true to you. You will see who truly for and against you. You will see who your true friends are and things of that nature. But guess what? It's going to break whatever experiences that you've been attracting. Whatever experiences that you've been attracting, it's going to break it. And that's what's going to be taking place during this Mercury retrograde that's coming up. But this is what I wanted to come on and talk about here. Do not fear outcomes. Do not fear them. Relax. Be true to you. Trust in the outcome. Try something different. Like in terms of like, if you fear speaking up against something don't feel right to you, or if you feel that something one-sided, do not be afraid to address it. Speak up and speak out about it. Because the high vibration of Libra is providing that balance. That's the opposite side of Aries. What they share in common. It's about addressing something that doesn't feel right. And that's what you are having to do at this time. Assert yourself. Because that's what Mercury retrograde in Libra, that's the experience that's going to end up bringing around. It's gonna bring some experiences like that in whatever areas it's pertaining to your life. It's going to bring it around. So therefore, you could try to address it, but it's gonna be you address it in a different way, but it's in a different way than for what you addressed in the past, because it's gonna break a cycle. It's going to break a cycle. It's going to break a pattern in whatever area of your life it pertains to. So that balance can happen. Those experiences, you will no longer be attracting those experiences. You'll break free from those experiences, and as you go forward, you'll know how to go about with situations. That's what this Mercury retrograde is going to bring, and this is important for people who have Libra in the seventh house, or people, even though it's for people in general, but this is definitely important for people who have Libra in the seventh house, or people who have placements in their seventh house, especially placements that are dealing, especially if you have fixed signs within that personal house. I mean, within the seventh house that have to do with personal power, or wherever it's Libra's placed in your chart, or wherever Mercury Libra is placed in your chart. You really don't even have to have no placements. You could just have like a certain place, a certain sign within a certain particular house with no placements there. Wherever Libra is transiting, Mercury is gonna be this Mercury retrograde is gonna be transiting. That's gonna be your, and whatever its aspect is gonna be your area of focus. But that's what I want to come on here and talk about. Until next time, happy fall, happy first day of fall. I'm excited. I feel great, and peace and blessings. This is fall. This is the fall equinox. Mercury retrograde in Libra. Got Saturn about to go direct pretty much in about 2 to 3 more weeks at Pluto. This is where a lot of things gonna be, a lot of things gonna be falling away from your life. Here, we're in the fall. This is where things gonna be falling away here. And some of the things right now are already at this fall with the cycle that you're about to break. And once it breaks, it's gonna fall. But this is what I want to come on and talk about. Until next time, peace and blessings, everyone. Happy first day of fall.